This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here at Raw 2023 Toronto with none other than Liyana Wagner, who's joining us from Heinrich in Austria. Now, Heinrich, or a winery that I used to purchase a lot of wines from back in the day, probably 15, 16, 17 years ago. And in tasting the wines today, it's like night and day. Now, I did appreciate the wines at the time, but they're a very different style to the wines of today. Tell me what happened there, Leah.
There's been a shift towards less intervention,
Right.
definitely, in terms of viticulture, but mainly in terms of viniculture. We've done a lot of changings to our infrastructure in the cellar. For example, we said goodbye completely to small oak. We have probably 7-8 barriques left rolling around
yeah.
in our quite large cellar, and they made space for 500 liter barrels of also amphoras. We are great fans of ceramics and working with them, especially in terms of skin fermentation with whites, but also aging of Blaufränkisch. We truly believe that the Blaufränkisch is a very high in phenolic grape variety, needs another attention in the cellar. So oak is not the right answer for us. We love the porosity of the amphora and how it sculptures those natural tannins of the Blaufränkisch.
You've also expanded your vineyards further west, right?
That's the next thing, yeah. We've always been looking over, or Heike and Gernot have always been looking over to the other shore of the Lake Neusiedl. And you need to imagine where we are at in Gols, there is a high plateau, and we have very, very heavy soil. So we've got clay, loam, sand, and pebbles.
Right, quite a mix, yeah.
And our neighbors over there, over the lake, only 10 kilometers away from us, we're so blessed to have limestone and schist. So it was a natural step. Many people left the Leiterberg region because of the poorer qualities,
of the soil.
Quantities, sorry.
Quantities, yes, I understand, yeah.
God. So there was a large amount of vineyards that were there for sale in the mid 2000s, and Gernot's first scoop was to buy a single plot that's now one of our two most important Blaufränkisch, Alterberg. And with 1 hectare, the story started. Meanwhile, we own 76 hectares on that beautiful hill. And it's the present but also future of our winery, yeah.
So 15 years ago, I would never have thought that Heinrich would be under that kind of natural wine umbrella. What happened there?
Well, we were... I need to laugh because to me, Gernot and Heike, they're genius. They were able to reinvent themselves 3 times in one lifetime. Gernot started with only 1 hectare, gave to him from his father, and he made in the late 90s, early 2000s one of the biggest names in Austria. Yeah, but that still wasn't enough. It wasn't the end of the road. They met Andrew Lawrence, a great, unfortunately he passed away, a great person, biodynamical guru, you may say, and he changed their view on how they saw the world in total. So this was the first step, and it was actually at that time, 2004, it was where a revolution happened in Austria in total. So these winemakers that were so successful in their doing saw another approach to the whole team, and it was like a general consciousness that happened at that time, and many of our fellow colleagues and friends changed into the biodynamical agriculture, and that was the best thing that could happen to us, but also to the whole country.
It was interesting tasting those wines today. The lift and the vibrancy in all of those wines there. So I have a T-shirt on right now.
Show me.
It says.
What is it saying? Right, yeah.
Minerality is life force.
Yeah.
It's which is perfect if you're speaking about those wines of yours today. There really is this wonderful life force in all of them, which I don't think was. I mean, I did enjoy the wines back in the day because they were something quite special from Austria. They were quality wines, right?
True.
But these are something else. You're doing so many interesting things now. I'm never usually a huge fan of skin contact wines, but you've got some special ones going on there. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yes, it's a series we started in 2011. Actually, our first take on skin contact was a Tramina, you know.
Yes,
because,
yeah, of course.
We all know aroma grape varieties and skin contact, match made in heaven. Back then, we just harvested way too late, so it was a grenade with over 15 alcohol or 14 and a half.
Right.
And a lot of change, you know.
Yeah.
This was the first one, yeah. So we've learned to pick at the right moment. We also gained the right plots for those wines.
Yes.
Because as I told you, without having the Leiterberg plots, those wines wouldn't be possible in
I
course.
understand. Yes, yeah, of course.
It's true, and it's a fact. And then, of course, it was learning by doing. Extraction, tannins, playing with cuvées, playing with the right partner for the right grape variety. Yeah, so a long life learning.
Super. Well, thank you so much for reintroducing me to the wines of Heinrich today. Leah, you're a fantastic ambassador for the range of wines there. Hopefully, we'll have a chance to see you at Vivinum later next year. Next year.
End of May, yeah.
End of May.
Forward.
Excellent. Hopefully, I'll be able to get on a plane at that point. But thanks so much for your time today. Bye for now.
You.